court sessions and you're thinking, surely, it can't get any worse. Today the court convenes to hear monster reverse Harem versus human decency. The defendants are 3 books accused of crimes against literature. The general charges are excessive horniness under supernatural influence. Our first case is a Feral Omega by Lenora Rosewood, and with a title like that, it should be enough to get your hackles raised. But I will certainly let a witness come to the stand. Karina, if you will. I just don't know what happened with this book. I was so up for it up to the 80% mark.
The characters were all unique enough, it was fast-paced and entertaining, things were going well.
The big evil men turned out to be all about consent. Damn, we're not used to consent in these court cases. Need I remind you about the step-sibling trials? This is a step up already. Yeah, big evil men plotting to save damsels in distress. I was having a good time, so am I, Your Honor. The FMC is honestly a little devoid of personality, but I'm hoping that is fixed in the next book. Oh god, there's a next book. And then the heat happened. And the FMC just made some really weird decisions. I know the pull of a heat is always what gives authors the excuse to get some characters together, but I just could not believe that she went from hating the guts of everyone there to asking to share her heat with Ray, only to be talked out of it by Thane. These names are so funny.
And then she does a hard pivot to wanting everyone in the room except Wraith.
Honestly, I just felt so heartbroken for Wraith. He didn't deserve to be left out, and this would have been the perfect opportunity for some M-on-M action between Plague/Whiskey. Sorry, as somebody who knows nothing about this book, what the hell are these names? It's like some kind of random word generator. What the Your Honor, the defense would like to point out that yes, while this is primal, it's also unapologetically feral. It's like embracing instinct as empowerment, you know? Your Honor, while the prosecution does admit that the talk about consent was really good, we'd like to bring in Baby Wolverine for another perspective.
They consistently treated the female character as air when they were talking about her, right in front of her, in a boys' locker room cheering sort of way.
No, it was not charming. No, there was nothing cute or remotely likable about it. Here's an example. Now it's my turn to have a go at that sweet little kitten. Thane circles darkly, withdrawing from my body. Let's see if you can keep up. Pup, already lining up. You just sit back and take notes.
This is not the only time the male characters do this, talking between each other as if she's not there entirely despite being obsessed with her.
I've heard both sides and there can only be one verdict. Exile to a deserted island with a single bottle of 5-in-1 shampoo. Oh, you want to be bros? Oh, you want to just talk to each other? You're gonna learn some real good communication, and when you're done there, you might start appreciating the presence of a female body and the number of products she has in her skincare routine. The next case for our reverse Harem fantasy trials is The Female by Envy Rai. I hope I'm saying their name correctly. For this particular case, best that we don't bring any witnesses and just read the blurb. You'll see why in a second. The female decline was swift, birth rates dropped at an alarming rate, and within years, men across all realms grew restless and aggressive. Their desperation led to women being collected at birth and sold at auction.
And humans gradually became one of the most sought after. Parents began hiding their daughters, birthing and stowing their females underground in a desperate attempt to keep them safe. When the human government permits a large-scale raid, Charlotte is one of the unlucky women caught,
Forced out of hiding and thrown into the home of 3 powerful demons. Charlotte must learn how to stay alive. Your Honor, the defense would like to point out that this is an attempt at a matriarchal monster myth. Bonus points for creativity and ambition. The prosecution would like to counter-argue that every single paragraph reads like someone fed feminist theory into ChatGPT. And also, how can we actually discuss consent when clearly the female character has had no interaction with other males and is quite literally forcibly taken from her home? The defense would like to point out that that's exactly the same that happened in Heartless Heathens, and we defended that, and we said that that was okay. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to say that that is a completely different case, and alright, everyone calm down. There really can only be one verdict here, and that is life without parole and Belly from the Summer turned pretty as your cellmate. That girl is gonna yap about her incestuous love triangle. Clearly, all these men deserve to sit there and listen to it if they think it's okay to pull a woman out of her homely, loving home for some kind of weird reproductive system. Side note, if you have a weird hot mess trope that you secretly love, please let me know in the comments. I'm building a rap sheet for the next video. Case number 3 is Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass. This strange blood test is done, and Alexis, who thought she was a human, now has to go into a Spartan War Academy in order to win immortality. I promise the concept is a lot more understandable than what I'm trying to make. But the prosecution would like to be the first to bring out a witness, Your Honor. I'll allow it. We'd like to bring forth Whitney Nicole. This is my first book by this author, so maybe I just don't enjoy this specific style of writing. FMC Alexis is not likable. The entire time I was screaming at her to just speak up. She's this quiet, stuttering little mouse the entire book. Says she's never speaking again, like 7 million times.
Then randomly at the end goes, if one more man tells me what to do, I'm going to lose it.
Then do something? As for the MMCs, I was so uninterested. I was rooting for absolutely nobody. It's like the author tried to cram every bad boy trope she could into them, messily.
Oh my gosh, the humor was awful. You know how middle school boys think they're the funniest people on earth and everybody else knows they're unfunny and annoying?
Some very real lines include, I knew you had it in you, bestie. Power, crush the patriarchy. It had a lot of potential, and a grand total of 0% of that potential was fulfilled. I cringed, I rolled my eyes, I contemplated the downfall of mankind. The defense would like to point out that the monsters have abs and are smart, not just meatheads. They're professors. There were a lot of plot twists and really interesting takes on paparazzi culture. The prosecution absolutely counters that. There's not enough muscles to get us through this. Hercules didn't die for this, okay? The defense would like to say that Rachel actually read the book and she really liked it and she laughed a lot because she has Wattpad level humor. So maybe, Your Honor, we could be really fair in our verdict there. Also, the new book of the series just came out and Rachel can't wait to read it.
Can the defense bring any witness that will justify this as a good read aside from Rachel?
Yes, SK said she can be a bit weak at times and not stand up for herself, but it should be pointed out that she has been through a lot. Her character has been highly traumatized and we can't blame her for that, and it's admirable how even in her darkness and depression, she had a sense of humor and eventually found the strength to make a stance. She is also very protective of her brother Charlie. Well, given everything that the character's been through and the fact that I'm entirely biased, this book gets a pass, but if these men put her through any hell on book 2, I will have them committed to goat-licking torture. With all of our cases closed, Monster-Reverse-Harem as a concept is guilty of a lot of things, but it is innocent of boredom. These books may be crimes, but they're never misdemeanors. Overall, the trope itself leans a lot more towards guilty, so as a sentence, we're giving it 200 hours of community service cleaning up the Goodreads reviews it corrupted. Court is adjourned, the next case is already on the docket, so subscribe before I subpoena your TBR.